cool.
They move into Happy's, the Happy Pad.
Yeah, why did Happy have that robot? Why didn't it just stay at Tony
That was Tony Hawk's. Well, because Iron Man's dead, dude.
Tony Stark. Dude, Tony Hawk should be the new Iron Man. Yes!
No, Tony Hawk should be the new Silver Surfer.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Super Spider Iron Lung.
Super Spider Iron Lung? No, that was Tony Stark's first robot.
Was it his first robot?
Yeah, that was the one that was always fucking up.
Come here, stupid.
Exactly.
I love how... Man, bring back Tony Stark. Bring back...
See, here's the thing. They technically can.
Because of the fucking...
Because the multiverse. Although he would forget that Peter Parker was Spider-Man.
Did everyone across all universes forget?
Well,
They
okay,
forgot who
Tom
Peter Parker
Holland's Peter Parker. They had to forget who that Peter Parker was.
That's not entirely true.
Well, we don't know.
Think about that, though. Tom Holland could have fucked up Peter Parker for every fucking Peter Parker across the universe by that
Potentially, but the only reason I think it was only him
actually is because Doctor Strange was only within that universe.
Yeah, because it all started because of that Peter Parker.
Yes.
So
okay.
theoretically, but now here's the interesting part. So theoretically, since I guess they would have been. See, this is where multiverse gets really fucked up. So theoretically, the Green Goblin that we saw in No Way Home is not the same Green Goblin that Tobey Maguire. I guess he didn't kill him, but you know what I mean. Because Tobey Maguire was taken to that universe from his time. Well, maybe. So we don't know.
See, that's another thing is time.
Yeah.
That was a little misconveyed in the movie because it wasn't explained. But obviously they don't know, so how can they explain it? Because all those characters were brought before their death.
If they died. If they hadn't died, it was from whatever.
Sandman didn't die. Remember, he just took off.
Correct, but he was. Well, yeah, you're right.
At the end of Spider-Man 3, he just was like,
"Oh,
sorry,
shit.
Peter." And
There's
took
another.
off.
There's another plot hole.
Sorry.
That's how I got the scrape on my chin.
But and then who else was there who didn't die? Well, actually, all the others died.
Yeah, all the others died. Well, we never saw Doc Ock die, but it's implied. Well, actually, yeah, we did. Never mind.
Peter, don't tell Harry.
But so theoretically, so let's assume for a moment that each universe has a linear timeline.
Hold on. Keep that thought.
It's up there.
Did Green Goblin, did Norman Osborn say, Peter, don't tell Harry?
He didn't say Peter, don't tell Harry. He said, don't tell Harry, and then.
Didn't MJ in the beginning of that movie says, yes, and don't tell Harry?
Yes.
What
she
the
did.
Fuck? Okay, I just had to get that out of there for a second.
Whoa.
Anyway,
so let's assume that. So we've got.
Yes, and don't tell Harry.
So we've got the Tobey Maguire universe, but it's on a linear timeline. So when did that movie come out? 2001. 2000. So Harry Osborn dies in the year 2000.
Say
hero can save us. So Harry Osborn dies in the year 2000 in that universe.
Yes.
But Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker is still alive as of 2021. Yes. No, 2020. So they're pulled from the same universe, but at two different points in time. So if that's the case, now I'm thinking in like.
So would that mean,
I'm thinking in four dimensions
the
here.
Multiverse, when it comes as a whole, is not linear structured.
Well, see, that's what I'm supposing. I'm supposing that each universe, there's multiple universes, but each universe is following a linear timeline.
But also another thing is you have to think, even though Peter helped these people, they're still getting ready to die.
Correct, but I'm getting.
So
there.
is it like right there before the glider's getting ready to fucking impale Green Goblin? Or is it like a little bit before where he could be like,
well, so
Peter, no, it's okay. I'm sorry. I'll just go to jail now because I killed people.
So if we're to believe Dr. Octopus, the last thing he remembers I think it's shortly before their imminent demise.
The power of the sun
in the palm of my hand. That's another
I heard
callback
him say that fucking 10 times. I was like, shut up.
Well, so let's. Oh no, the lizard didn't die.
No, he was cured.
Yeah. Okay. So, but it was before he was cured. So I think it's slightly before their imminent demise. What?
That
Shit, there's
no
another
sense.
fucking plot hole. God damn it.
That makes no sense because.
Well, no. Okay.
why
So
would they bring him back?
so technically it does because the lizard as a life form. Well, so I mean, I guess that doesn't make sense that it wouldn't just be Dr. Connors, but.
Yeah, because they share the same embodiment.
Well, and then the other plot hole is that Electro never knew that Peter Parker was Spider-Man.
Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
Nope.
He knew Peter Parker. They were worked together. He knew him.
But
He didn't know he was Spider-Man, but he knew Peter Parker.
But it was only people that knew Peter Parker was Spider-Man that got pulled.
They just knew Peter Parker.
No. The spell pulled people who knew that Peter Parker was Spider-Man.
The spell was for people who knew
that Peter Parker was Spider-Man. Now, there's a theory that might answer this. So if you watch The Amazing Spider-Man 2, when Electro is knocked on his ass, Gwen calls Spider-Man Peter, and then he, like, wakes up. But presumably he was conscious. He just, like... So I guess that's, like, kind of the Band-Aid for the plot hole.
I'll have to watch it again.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of... So, but anyway, so here's the time before we get too far off track. So... Norman Osborn dies in the year 2000 in the Raimi-verse, but theoretically the Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker is still alive as of 2020, so they're pulled from the same universe but at different times. Now, they cure the Goblin in another timeline, and he's supposed to go back to the year 2000 shortly before his imminent death. But if he stays the same, which theoretically he would... He'd go back to that time, but without the Goblin, and theoretically could not die in the Raimiverse, which would send shockwaves through the timeline. Same with Doc Ock. But I wonder if by Norman Osborn not dying, would Dr. Octopus even have become Dr. Octopus in the first place? Because that could butterfly effect all that shit.
Not necessarily.
Well, you don't know, but I'm saying it's a possibility. So you could really start...
I think he helped these people. And they still went to the university.
I think they still died. No, what my point is, you can open. There's a lot of there's a lot of potential for storytelling though, because if you then the other option is that coincidentally Norman Osborn is pulled from a different universe. It just happens to have a copy of that Spider-Man. Or that Toby is pulled from a different universe where it followed the same track, but then there was a divergent timeline. And I guess they go into this somewhat in the Loki series, which I haven't watched, but...
I've heard it's not that good.
I heard it was amazing. I just don't fucking have time.
Oh.
But it goes into all that multiverse
Somebody
stuff.
said Loki was like a beta bitch, and I was like, duh.
He's the trickster. He's not Thor. That's the point.
Yeah, and the thing is, they were pissy because he hid behind a woman and used her as a shield, and I was like, that's Loki.
Exactly what Loki would do.
Yeah. That's just what I heard. I haven't watched it yet. And honestly, I need to.
Yeah, now I kind of want to, because apparently it goes into all that multiverse time travel stuff.